the Pittsburgh Steelers, according to good old Pittsburgh Post-Gazette's Jared Dulac, they were considering trading one of their own. They were having conversations of trading one of their own players at the trade deadline. There are a couple of names of them floated around there. I will tell you this. There are a couple of names that I obviously asked about, checked in on. Who could this be? And I was not given who it was, which did not surprise me. I was given a few names of like, no chance, brother. Like, I was not on the clock. I'm curious, who do you think it is? Who do you believe the Pittsburgh Steelers were calling and trying to trade off of their roster at the deadline?
It's not the juicy answer, but I think they probably were looking at players like Juan Thornhill or maybe Darius Slay, or, again, like one of those veteran secondary players. Like maybe they had some plans to go get someone they were a little bit more interested in or could be a little bit more reliable, got to clear up a roster spot. Would you rather cut Juan Thornhill or see if you can just sort of throw him somewhere else in a deal? That would be my guess. And again, it's not the juicy, like, ooh, maybe they were making moves on an Alex Highsmith or something like that. Like, I don't even want to entertain that, because clearly they weren't doing that. As much as maybe I would have liked for them to be entertaining those trade offers and dangling a couple of those pieces of bait, so to speak, I don't think they were doing that. I would imagine it was someone lower on the totem pole, a Juan Thornhill, just seeing if they can maybe clear out a spot to bring in somebody else, or if they were pursuing, if a wide receiver trade was being pursued, down to the wire, they probably had to keep their options open for how to structure the 53-man roster post-trade. So I could see them having that sort of deal on the back burner, like, oh, hey, if we go get X wide receiver, we then have this other deal in place where we're going to send Juan Thornhill out and swap 7th round picks or something like that. So that, again, is it the real dramatic, sexy answer? No. I'm curious if there's anyone else I'm missing or that you're thinking of that maybe could have been considered that I'm missing.
Juan Thornhill was the first name that they tossed out there, so there's no chance. No, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. It was Alex Highsmith was the name that I checked on, and it was an immediate no chance, brother. Like, wasn't even a thought. What are you even talking about? Okay, sounds good. I would guess Juan Thornhill is a great answer. I think that Juan Thornhill is as safe of an option as they come, a guy that I think is removed from the defense right now that they're ready to move on from. I wouldn't be surprised if Darius Slay was involved in some capacity, maybe to a contender. Hey, we're looking for a corner. According to, really across the league, there wasn't much corner availability. There was the Sauce Gardner trade, which I could tell you many across the league right now are looking at it going, good player, absolutely insane trade. Like, why are you giving all that up for Sauce Gardner? And besides that, there wasn't many corners out there. I could see the Steelers being like, you know what, we'll make a phone call. We'll see if they want big play Slay, because nobody else is out there, and we know that they're hunting for a corner. I could see that being a possibility. Juan Thornhill is a great guess. That name was not even on my mind, but it would not surprise me at all if Juan Thornhill was the guy to watch, because he's on a 1-year deal. Teams are going to need a safety. The Steelers clearly are moving on in a different direction. Chuck Clark's going to be back. It just kind of feels like there's really no need for it, like there's no need to keep Juan Thornhill if he's off your team, essentially. I don't have anybody else. Like, I really truly don't. I think Roman would be the only other guy that makes sense, but the Steelers like Roman, whether they want to like him or not. The Steelers aren't going to get rid of him for nothing, especially if they're not signing or bringing in anybody. Juan Thornhill might have been the name. 7th round pick for Juan Thornhill. You're thinking that's what conditional 7th?
Yeah, that like legitimately like swapping, like going out and getting a 7th round pick for Juan Thornhill and a 7th round pick. Like that's all you're getting. There would have been nothing impressive about this trade whatsoever. But sometimes that's addition by subtraction can be a very real thing sometimes. So I
Yeah.
wouldn't have been mad about that deal hypothetically.
No, no, it's another 7th round pick. You could use that to trade up for whoever. You got 12 picks right now. You can make it 13. Things will be fine. Juan Thornhill is a good name. He was a good name. I don't have another one. I think Juan, Darius Slay were the two. Maybe Chuck Clark was involved in there in some degree. But I would guess that was it. Besides that, I have nobody that I would sit around and be like, that was the guy. That was the guy right there. I think those were the names to watch.